think this activity is probably one of my favorites out of everything that's in your bag. I've really enjoyed all of them, but this one was really special. When I found this one and decided that everyone was going to make it, I got excited because for me, I think it's going to be a wonderful way to remember all year long what Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus and the shepherds and everything that we usually celebrate at Christmas time really mean. And when we think about Mary, we can think about the shoes of peace and the message of peace that she brought to the whole world. What you're going to need for this activity is this bag of supplies and a cup of water. I'm using the cup from the fishing activity. I'm all done with fishing for ice cubes, and so I emptied it out and washed it out, and now I'm using it as a cup of water to wash out my brush. Here's the thing with this project. If you follow what I say and do what I say, chances are it is going to turn out beautiful. But if you don't follow it, it could turn out kind of muddy kind of looking. The first thing you're going to want to do is take the plastic, off of your canvas. I'm using my scissors to kind of cut the plastic. There we go. You want to do, if you're going to use scissors, do it on the back so you don't scratch up the part where you're going to paint. The bumpy side is where you're going to paint. You're going to take it out of the plastic and lay it down in front of you. Then you're going to take your other things out of your bag. You should have some pink paint, some blue paint, some purple paint, some yellow paint, some black paint, a paintbrush, a Joseph, and a Mary on a donkey. Now what you're going to do first is you're going to open each color of paint, and you're going to have more paint than you're going to need, but that's okay. I wanted you to have extra rather than not enough. Oh, I got some on my fingers. You don't want to get this paint on your clothes. It's kind of hard to wash out. If you first get it on your clothes and you go and try to wash it out, you'll have pretty good luck if you use some soap. But if you let it dry, it might stay there. So I've opened up all my little paint containers. Now, here's the thing that I want to encourage. Don't wash out your brush until I say wash out your brush. Because by not washing out our brush, we're going to be able to combine the colors together, and it's going to look like a sunset, and it's going to look really, really pretty. So don't wash out your brush until I say wash out your brush. Okay? So you're going to start with your canvas, and you can leave yours laying flat on the table. I'm sanding mine up so that you can see what I'm doing. You're going to take your paintbrush and you're going to dip it in the yellow. Now you don't need much paint at all. If you look, there's not much, my paintbrush is not gloppy. It's just a little bit of yellow paint right there on the end of the tip. And right kind of in the middle, I'm going to paint my yellow paint. And you're probably thinking, why on earth is it in the middle? Well, because my sun is setting, and that's going to be my sun, and I'm going to want that to blend in with the other colors. So go ahead, get your yellow on there. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't need to be a circle like the sun because it's a sunset. Now I still have yellow paint on my brush, and that is okay. You don't have to wipe it off. The next thing you're going to do is dip it in your purple. And your purple is going to start up here along the top. And you can brush it as far down as you want your purple to go. Now it's okay that there's yellow up in my sunset, because if you think, or up in my purple, if you think about a sunset, it doesn't just have a line and automatically change colors. There's kind of other colors all mixed in throughout. So I think that's about enough purple on mine. The next color I'm going to use is blue. Again, I still have purple on my brush. I'm going to dip it in my blue paint, and I'm going to start to paint. Fill in anywhere I missed. I'm going to just start bringing the blue down. You'll notice in some spots I painted right over the purple. That's okay. And I'm going kind of fast. You can take your time. You're not in a hurry. Bring your blue down as far as you want your blue, and you get to decide that. I've got a little bit now of my yellow and my blue because I've touched my sun. That's okay. My sun is setting. I'm going to get a little more blue, I think. Now at this point, I am going to wash out my brush. Now, it's okay if it still has a little paint in it. I'm going to rinse it out, but I want it to be dry. So you probably want to have a paper towel or a piece of paper, something that you can dab your brush on to get the extra water out. I'm going to just wipe it on this piece of paper that I have over here. I don't want my paintbrush drippy, because that'll make the next paint that I use drippy. And if I have drippy paint, it's gonna be messy. So now I'm gonna use the pink, and I'm gonna dip it in the pink, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm gonna keep going down, farther and farther down. Now I didn't paint right over my sunshine because I kind of wanted some of the sunshine still there. But if you decide you want to paint all the way over your sunshine, you can. It's up to you. And if you want to take some of your pink up there into your blue, you can do that. Kind of hard to hold it and paint at the same time. And you can bring your pink as far down as you want your pink to go. I think that's as far as I'm going to take my pink. Now what I'm going to do is, still with pink on my brush, I'm going to dip it in the black. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my goodness. Now with the black, I really only want to stay with what hasn't been painted yet. If I go up over this stuff, it's going to get really dark and muddy really quick. So I'm going to just stay right along where I've already painted. And I'm going to finish out the rest of it in black. I'm going to lay it down to finish it out, and then I'll stand it back up. And it's okay if this black isn't even, because it's the ground that Mary and Joseph are walking on. And so chances are it wasn't flat ground. So it's okay if you have a few hills or bumps or whatever in your black line. I think I'm even going to give mine a little bit more. So there you go. Now, at this point, you're done painting. You're going to lay it down and let it dry. And hopefully you're very happy with your beautiful sunset. I think they will all turn out gorgeous. I can't wait to see pictures of them. Go ahead and put your paintbrush in your cup or whatever you have with water in it and wash it out. You can let it sit. Go ahead and put the covers back on all your paint. You can use this for whatever else you want to paint. Just remember, with parents' permission only, and don't paint anything that you're not allowed to paint because it doesn't wash off. So don't paint your clothes. Don't paint your walls. Paint on paper or on something that you have that can be painted. When your picture is all dry, you're going to take your Mary and Joseph and you're going to peel the glue dots off the back. You'll see that they have glue dots on them. And you're going to stick them. I don't think mine are going to stick because my picture is still wet. But if my picture were dry, you're going to stick them right on your picture. But again, wait till yours is dry, otherwise they might fall off. And what you'll have is you'll have a beautiful picture of Mary getting ready to have baby Joseph riding on the back of donkey, bringing the good news of peace to the people of the world. And I hope that you'll put this somewhere that you can see it all the time so that you can remember our castle call out for today, which is armor up with peace, to be people of peace. I love it. And I can't wait to see how yours turn out.